Slowly, stadig. Gaan weer. Ja, hierbo weer, Nicole, daarbo. Kyk vir my, hierso, daarbo. Maar sien jy hoe stadig ek spuit? Sien jy dit? Kyk, gaan dit daar. Stadig op. Nee, daar. Ek wil jy met hier binne inspuit. Staan nou aan my toe. Okay. Stadig. Okay, stop. Alright, so I've got them both out here to bake in the sun a little bit. I must say I've never seen anything like this. Look at even these drain holes at the bottom of the door. There is not even the slightest indication of rust, like nothing. It's a nice cool 33 degrees right now. So they should dry out quite quickly. Alright, so I don't even know how many weeks later it is since I've last pressure washed these. The date is in the bottom left corner of the video, as always. But yeah, they look really, really good. I am going to start sanding them now. Some rust here, funnily enough, at the top of the window frames on both of them, but nothing in the usual spots. Like when you look at the bottom of the doors, these are often just completely gone. The weep holes up there are usually like one slit, not the individual actual gaps. Yeah, they look awesome, like everything else on this car. So yeah, let me get to sanding, and then with a little bit of luck, it's Monday night now. You can see it's already dark out, or getting dark. With a little bit of luck, by the weekend I could put down primer. Alright, so these are worrying me a little bit. Almost look like it could be cracks in the underlying body filler. So I think I can slightly feel it. I think I'm going to have to go to bare metal here and see what's happening. But they did paint this with like a filler primer or a sandable primer, very, very thick. The whole car was like this. So it could just be drops or runs in that actual primer that I'm busy sanding off. So as I get closer to metal, I'm sure I'll see what's going on. And like these blotches, which almost looks like, you know, paint dropped there, like in, yeah, blobs of paint. So yeah, I'm just going to keep sanding and see what I find. Alright, so now all the easy work's done. Block sanded all the flat surfaces. So one nick here, it's quite deep, all through the primer onto the paint, and I don't want to go all the way to bare metal there because I'm going to create like a divot or a concave or whatever, which I'm then going to have to fill up again. So I don't know what I'll do there. Maybe I'll do a little bit of filler, or what I've done in the past is I'll take some of this dust, the sanding dust, and mix that with primer, with paint, and then use that to make like a paste and fill that in. That's probably what I'm going to do. But now the tedious work starts, so I'm going to have to get on to all of this, but I think I'm going to use a power tool of sorts. Let me see what I can get, something that's not too aggressive. That'll take all the primer off and all the rust off. I'm going to have to get into that groove that the rubber goes into, because there's definitely rust in there. I don't want to keep any rust in there because it's like cancer. You have to cut it out, everything, otherwise it'll just grow again. So yeah, let's go. All right, so that worked pretty well. Focus. Camera's focusing on all the dust in the air. Okay, so that's pretty clean now. I used one of these discs for the grinder with just, my hands. I love using these things. They're stiff, they're nice and abrasive. You can keep them quite flat easily. Yeah, I got that all clean. Also stuck it in there, worked that up and down. Pretty happy there. On this side, on the hinge side, also got it pretty clean. But now I have to go actually do some paying work, 8:30 at night, and so I'll continue tomorrow. I have to finish the rest of the actual window frame, and then obviously the bottom side, which looks like that and is full of nooks and crannies. That's gonna take forever, but yeah, cool. See you guys next time. All right, so I'm basically done sanding. There was a dip gouge here that I had to go to metal to get it out. These ones over here that are very deep, and I don't want to go to metal there. I'm going to create a flat spot on that curve. And then there's another one there. I don't know if it shows up on the camera. So what I'm going to do, instead of trying to use body filler, I collected some of this dust from this filler primer that I sanded off. It's a really powdery dust. I'm going to mix it with some water-based primer, make a goop, spread it in there, let it dry, and then sand that off. I've done that in the past. It always holds up very good. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so I've got it. My goop on there. There was a little scratch there, the one over there, and then I also filled it up over here just in case that actually made a low spot. So when I hit this with the block later, when it's perfectly dry, it'll level out smooth and it will be like none of that ever happened.
One eternity later.
All right, so much time has passed since I started prepping the doors, and last time I made this homemade goop to put into these deep scratches and gashes that was in the underlying primer. It's all well and dry now, so I'm going to give that a sand, get it smooth, and then we are finally ready for primer. Well, this is a stuff up.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
This stuff is super hard. I swear I've done this before and it wasn't a problem, but I am forever gonna have a ridge around the edges. I can feel it still bumpy there. This one just doesn't want to go away at all. I don't know if I mixed it differently, if I had too much of the powder in it. I don't know, but I'm gonna take this nifty thingy that I got from my dad. It's got a nice soft sponge attachment with the 120 grit on the drill, and I'm just gonna slowly and carefully see if I can massage that stuff away. Man, it's a stuff up. I am being a dumbass. I've got a better tool for this. I can still feel some bumps over there, but you can see it. And if you can see it, you put a clear or glossy coat over it, it's gonna shout at you. So still got a ways to go.
Don't say you down. You gotta stand up and fight. Got to stand up. Don't say you down. You gotta stand up and fight. Oh, you got to stand up.
Alright, so I painted the skirts with a very good rust converter that I've always used. I know it works well. Just so that I'm 100% sure I've stopped all the rust there. The medium little hammer sanded these down for me. I don't know what you call them. They go on here, on the doors. And long time ago I cleaned the hinges for the boot and the bonnet. They're ready to prime, and the doors are ready to prime. So yeah, I'm gonna do all of that tonight and see where we get tomorrow. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love this paint. It lays on so smooth. Now, so again, this is a very light coat. You'll see a little bit of the white shining through. That's deliberate. Don't want to lay your first coat on too thick. It looks awesome. You can see that spot that I sanded last. I hope it's gonna buff out. Probably not. Me and you is gonna know that it's there. Everywhere else is not. So I'm gonna leave it as it is. These ones also came out pretty nice. Turn them around now, do the other side. But this still needs a nice thick coat. Yeah, looking good. Alright, so I've given it 2 coats, but the second coat was thick and it laid on super nice. Let me get my light. Really happy. So now just want to let it dry properly. Then I'm going to take it off of these ropes that it's hanging from, put them down on the floor so that I can paint the actual frame. And then finally primer is done on these things. I haven't done these hinges yet because I honestly don't know how I'm going to position them to paint them. I think I should put them on these rods that I've got all of these things lying on. Okay, so I've got 2 coats down, looking pretty good. I've got much more orange peel than what I usually got. I think my one batch of paint wasn't thin enough. I will have to sort that out. I do know that it buffs out pretty well, so I'm not too worried. Skirts are looking pretty good. Still need to paint the underside, but that's fine. Those window frame thingies also pretty good. These bloody doors don't stand still and I keep moving into them, or they keep moving into me. Hope I didn't smudge it. Anyway, I'm gonna let this garage air out a bit now and let it dry properly. The first coat was very thin. Just let it tack up, get sticky, and then I did the second coat quite thick. So now I'm gonna let it dry properly and then probably later tonight do a third and final coat.